Hi everybody, Dave from Dave's Specialty Foods here. It's good to see you here at my house in my backyard. We got some lovely plants growing. It happens to be helicopter season, so while we're filming, I guarantee helicopters from the maple tree right behind Maggie who's filming are going to come draping down on top of our food. But that's okay, because that's what happens at your house. So we're going to do this kind of a different take on flatbreads on the grill. We're going to use my grill today. I'll tell you a little bit about my grill because I do a lot of catering and I go to a lot of houses and I cook a lot of deck parties and outside parties, and I have never in 20 years seen a grill like this before. It's not a cheap grill, but I don't think any of the grills are cheap. You go to Home Depot, they're like $1,000. But I'm going to tell you about the grill as we go here, and we'll help you figure that out, because I think that the grill has probably a lot of problems with why sometimes people have issues with maybe grilling pizzas like we're going to do, or let's say grilling vegetables. Okay, so welcome to the demo. We're gonna have fun doing this. It's gonna be tasty stuff. It's gonna be fairly easy stuff. We've got a little burner here, which is kind of like a Boy Scout burner, I call it. So we're gonna make a homemade tomato sauce here, kind of a marinara style sauce with onions and garlic. We're gonna use some fresh mozzarella, and we're gonna make some flatbread pizzas. One thing we're gonna use is these little Naan. It's N-A-A-N. They have these little Naan flatbread little guys here like this. Yummy, okay? And they have them everywhere. Costco, every grocery store, Jewel, Italian stores, Caputo Valleys. You can find these little Naan pizza breads, okay? It's kind of an Indian flatbread, okay? And we're also going to use this dough that we just picked up at Fresh Thyme. Is it okay to say that? Fresh Thyme. Go there. And the reason I want to do this too, again, this is kind of a public demo here. I want to avoid too much of this, oh, you've got to roll the dough out and make the dough. We can do that. It's great. No problem. But we end up with something very, very, very similar to what this dough is at the store. So what I want to try to do in this specific thing is show you how to make something that's readily available at the store and turn it into something really, really good and fresh, and take it right up to the next level with a homemade sauce, fresh mozzarella, real garlic and onions, really good herbs of Provence, fresh thyme out of my garden, that kind of thing, okay? So we're gonna start with our tomato sauce, okay? So we're making flatbreads with some good ingredients, and we're gonna follow that up with some grilled veggies. So we're gonna stay on the grill, and we're gonna do some asparagus and tomatoes and eggplant and zucchinis, okay? And we're gonna show you how to either use that as a flatbread or just eat it as is. You're gonna see how beautiful it looks, just a simple grilled vegetable. What I like to do is I get the pan hot first. So even if you're inside, let this pan get hot. Then you're gonna gather your ingredients for about a minute, and that pan, when we start cooking, is already got some sizzle happening in it, and I'm gonna show you. We have some chopped onions. See, look at that. There's a helicopter right there. You won't find this in your kitchen. We've got a pan. It's been getting hot for about a minute. Dry pan, we don't have anything in here, no oil. Okay, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of onions, okay? Chopped onions. Good raw garlic. I say raw garlic because we don't wanna use garlic in oil. We want to use chopped fresh garlic always, okay? So in goes the garlic, okay? So I've got half an onion, and I've got about 2 or 3 cloves of garlic in here, okay? In goes our olive oil. You got the onion searing, you can hear it sizzling. We've got our little helicopters falling on us. We're gonna hit this with a good tomato. Now, I always use, when I'm making a tomato sauce, I'm kind of picky with all my ingredients. All my ingredients. You just use fresh. Use organic when you can. Pick and choose your battle. If you don't want to use organic, don't use organic. But certainly, you gotta use fresh. Just use fresh, okay? You want to use a canned tomato. This Saporito tomato is just a perfect, it's from California. It's just a perfect, it's just chunky, sweet. It doesn't have that bitterness of a bad tomato, okay? So, but I always use a canned tomato for tomato sauce because you don't have the seeds taken out of tomato, and you don't have the skin. Look at this, okay? So you've got this, look at this. Look how fast this is, you guys. This is real time. This is like 30 seconds, okay? So the onions are getting kind of brown like that, and you've got the garlic. Can you smell the garlic? Can you smell the garlic? Smell that. Our tomatoes go in here, our canned tomatoes. I just kind of dump them in. Okay, we've got about 2 cups of canned tomatoes, or about 1 can. A little bit of salt and pepper. See how my peppers and salt are mixed together? A little bit of salt and pepper. A little touch of sugar. See, when you cook outside, you get these tree bits falling in your food. So in goes a little bit of sugar, about a teaspoon of sugar. Just a little. We just want just a little bit of sweetness. If you look on a jar of jarred tomato sauce, sugar's like the 3rd ingredient. It's gross, okay? In we go. A little bit of herbs de Provence, okay? See little bits of lavender in there, and oregano, and there's almost fennel in there. That's it. Now this tomato sauce, yes, good that smells. This tomato sauce is gonna cook for about 10 minutes. That's it. That's all I need, okay? This is gonna be our sauce for our little flatbreads, okay? Now what I wanna do first is this little dough, okay? Let's open up our little dough. So what you have in here is this beautiful little pizza dough. Oh, it smells awesome, you guys. They did a good job on this. It's not too sticky. Look at that, okay? So there's our little dough, okay? Now look at my sauce. Let's turn this down. We just want to kind of mellow this out. But look at how that toned down. You got a little simmer in there. Just cook this. The smell is amazing. The wind's coming this way, so my neighbors are just getting jealous. So we want to put just a little bit of flour in here. You're going to get a little messy here, okay? Sometimes this is good to work outside. Get a table outside by the grill. This is pretty awesome. Plus, when you put your table by the grill like this, it keeps people away from you, okay? Keeps you at your station. You know, they can go over there and have a glass of wine. Here's your little dough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. So I've got about 2 1-cup size pieces of dough here. And we let this sit out for about an hour. So you want this dough to get very, very soft and very, very mushy and pliable like this. We're going to make a flat bread out of this dough. We don't want this to be perfectly round when we make a pizza. This grill is called Sabre, another plug, okay? Got that from Hearth and Home in Mount Prospect. Great place. I've had this grill for about 15, 16 years, okay? This grill is what's called infrared grill. So the difference with this grill with any other grill I've ever used in anybody's house, right now it's reading 750 degrees. Most grills never get that hot. Cleaned it up, it's very nice and ready to go. What's nice about this grill is the flame is covered with a little bit of a barrier there. So I can put a steak on here, or a pizza crust on here, or a tomato, or asparagus, and the flames don't come shooting out. So what we've done is we've cleared this up. I've got my little kind of hobo giant restaurant grill cleaner here. I give this a little grill. I love this. We've cleaned it. I don't want to put oil on there because the oil is going to burn. A lot of people put oil in it. Don't do that. Now what we're going to do, get a little flour on your hands. We're going to do our crust first, okay? So what I'm going to do is just pull on this you don't want to make bread out of this like French bread. You want to make just a thin dough. So the more you play with this, it's gonna work the gluten, okay, in the flour, and it's just gonna be one big giant hard mess, okay? So we just want to let the dough fall as we pull it apart like this, and see it's almost see-through like this, okay? Look how thin that is, okay? So let's just pull, and it's gonna naturally have a thicker crust on the outside like a pizza dough. You can throw it in the air if you want to look cool or whatever. I don't care, but I'm not gonna do that. Sometimes you can put your fingers in here. If you get a hole, don't worry about it. And I'm not looking for round. We're gonna let this spin, and look at the sauce is coming nice. It smells good. We're not gonna use the sauce for this dough here. This is gonna be mascarpone, prosciutto, big jam. We're gonna put arugula on here. Here we go. Look at this. So now I'm creating this kind of soft little plate here, this soft little pizza dough. And we're gonna literally just slap this right onto the hot grill, okay? I'm letting the grill cool off a little bit right now. By that, I mean, I'm just opening it. Just open your grill, it'll cool down on you. It'll turn down to about 300 degrees, okay? So you got this, look at that, I made a hole. No problema, keep the hole in there. Holes are good. We're gonna let gravity pull this dough down like this, okay? Look at this oddball, weird, triangular, geometric, funky, bizarre shape here. We're gonna keep it stretched, and we go right on the grill. All right, dry. There's nothing on here, okay? Just go right on the grill. It's gonna stick like crazy. What happens with this now is it's completely stuck on there. Nasty. We're gonna let the browning of the dough unstick it. Don't close it. Just let it kind of cook. And look, watch this. It comes right off. There's no oil on here. This isn't some magical grill. Everything that I like to show people is not so much what you have, it's the technique. You can have the best ingredients and come up with a crappy meal, okay? Look at this. The bubbles are starting to form here, so it's completely stuck on here. I'm telling you right now, look at that. It comes right up. It looks beautiful, okay? So, you need one of these. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Get one of these. Buy them. They're like 15 bucks. Now look at that. Boom. Okay, look at that awesomeness, okay? The pizza is kind of got that thick edge, look at that. And it's not sticking at all. You guys, come on, look at that. And what happens is, you get these little nuggets that are just left, and eat them, they're good, okay? So look at how nice this is, look how big this is, okay? This is probably feed 2 people. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little mascarpone right on the hot dough, okay? A little bit of mascarpone. You don't have to be nice, don't be pretty. This should look kind of rustic, nasty. Get some of this fig jam on here, okay? Gonna spread that on here. See, I'm like the peanut butter and jelly guy. When you open the jelly, there's peanut butter and jelly in the jelly jar, so that's how you gotta do it. Some arugula. See, the arugula's gonna stick on here. We've got prosciutto here. Look at this prosciutto. You can buy the prosciutto now, all sliced for you, okay? So we're gonna just whack this prosciutto on here. All right, Maggie's vegetarian. She's getting very angry at me right now. We got our fig, our prosciutto, our arugula on the grill, okay? Ah, anger. This is gonna be amazing, okay? Now, one of the keys for this, we got prosciutto on here. You don't wanna get the prosciutto all crusty and gross, and we don't wanna close it, so just deal with your, this literally is like 3 minutes, okay? So we get impatient because we're staring at it, okay? Keep it kind of cold, okay? And I want the bottom to have a char on it. I get so angry when I get pizza and the center's all soggy like that. You want this char on here, okay? Now listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. Crunch. It's not sagging. Look at how thin it is. We gotta taste it. Amazing. Make that. It's so good. Let's go to this little classic little cheese flatbread, okay? So this is that little Naan doughs, okay? We cook these all the time. We love these. We're gonna obviously make a little tomato pizza. Now, this has already been cooked, okay? A lot of times these are cooked in a tandoori, something like that, but I don't know commercially how they do this, but you can eat it right out of the package, but we wanna crisp it up a little bit. A little olive oil on them, don't be too cheap. Let's put the olive oil on the bottom. See how I did that? We're gonna flip these over, okay? So we're gonna take some of our homemade tomato sauce. This is the real time here. This is super fresh, smoky. It's just awesome. There's a lot of times people put too much on. I like not too much sauce on here, so just put a little bit on here, it's fine. Now I'm showing you tomato sauce, remember, that's fresh and homemade. Oh, and it's hot. Oh, Dave, you can make this a week ago. Maybe the reason that you're making the flatbread is because last week you made tomato sauce in a pasta or something like that. We've got extra tomato sauce, and oh, let's make some little Naan flatbreads on the grill. Easy, but different and tasty, okay? We're gonna put a little bit of fresh mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella is not grated. You know, that's gross, okay? Don't put too much cheese. Take it easy. We're gonna put a little Parmesan on here. Okay, don't be too cheap. Okay, we want enough to kind of, what the Parmesan does is kind of like cheese that thickens, it sucks up a little bit of juice from the tomato sauce, and it keeps everything together. We can put a little touch of herbs of Provence on the top. Just a little touch. Just give it a little herby thing. And that's it. On the grill we go. This is gonna actually go on the grill and get covered, okay? So our grill's not super hot because we got our lid open. We got your lid open, your grill's not gonna be that hot. Okay? That's what we want. Remember, we put that olive oil on the bottom. We're gonna cover this, and I'm telling you guys, like a minute max. It's gonna be so fast. So let's check out our little breads here. Okay, we're gonna give these a little spin. Okay, if they're not cooperating on you, get your big man out here. Get your guy out here. Bottoms are looking really good, you guys. We're looking for the cheese to just get soft. Okay, that's all we need. Now on your grill, the front end's gonna be a little cooler than the back end. So if they start getting a little caramely, just pull them to the front here like that. Okay, and I'm gonna close the grill again. They're getting crispy and melty, yummy. Basic stuff, but we really kicked it up when we made that sauce. So while that's going, let's prepare some veggies. We're gonna grill zucchini, organic. We're gonna grill some asparagus. And sometimes people go, ho hum, I grill my vegetables. Wait till you see these. These are so good, so simple, and real. Don't forget, you gotta check our little pizzas here. Okay, look at it. I can just tell. The cheese is starting to caramelize a little bit. This one's starting to get a little char on it. Not too much sauce. It looks great. The bottom has just got that little grill char. This one's looking good. I'm gonna take this guy off. So I got some, see this? I got some, this is lavender here. Some of these herbs are coming up, they're perennial, okay? So here's a lemon thyme here, and this is lavender, okay? We've got this fresh thyme. I mean, nothing beats that. I mean, so if you can grow, now we're gonna put some herbs in. We got some basil in pots ready to go. It's just a little early right now. We got our fresh thyme, Okay, it's very soft. Okay, so a little bit of fresh thyme on here. Okay, don't be too cheap. And you don't cook it, you just put it on at the very end, okay? Listen, crunch, see the crunch? And look at the bread. I can grab the end of it and it's not all soggy. It's got that little char on the bottom. Let's taste it. This is so good, I'm angry. Let's grill some veggies. Now asparagus, when you get asparagus, we want to trim it about 2 inches up. Just to get it done, okay? Asparagus, don't put any salt on it. So when you're grilling vegetables or roasting vegetables, no salt on there. Just toss it with a little bit of olive oil. You're gonna keep this bowl and we're gonna plot this right on my grill. You're gonna have your tongs handy, remember your tongs, okay? And we're gonna just let these guys, technically, we wanna let these get perpendicular to the grill, you know, okay? So just let these grill, okay? We're gonna close this just a bit. Save that bowl. Zucchini. Now when I grill zucchini, keep the top on. Keep the top and the bottom on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut long slices of zucchini. Look at that, okay? Slice like that, there's the end. A little bit of olive oil in there, okay? I want enough olive oil to coat this, okay? See that? There's a little extra in here, but that's okay. We're gonna put our veggies back in here when they're all done. Make sure your grill's hot, you can see that? Asparagus is starting to brown now. No salt, don't ever season these, just olive oil. We're gonna build this. When you put salt on vegetables before they roast or grill or saute, water starts coming out of the vegetable, especially zucchini, eggplant, and tomatoes. All the juice starts coming out. We want the vegetable to be dry. Tomato, look at it, it's nice and dry. So we want a lot of olive oil on here. Look at that. And on the grill. We're gonna season after so that you can actually char a tomato. Everybody says, oh, I do. No, you don't. It should come out of the grill charred, not red. It's gonna go right on the grill, okay? Both sides of the tomato. All right, so on the grill. Let those tomatoes sit there. Don't move, don't even think about them for about 3 minutes. We're gonna close that for a second. Let's get our eggplant. So eggplant, I always peel. We're gonna cut this in half. Look at how good this is. Nice and no holes in it. Nice and kind of yellowish white in there. I peel my eggplant. Peel the whole thing. Okay, right down like this. Okay, let's cut little circles. Okay, there's your eggplant. That's enough. I'm gonna grill 3 pieces of eggplant. In the olive oil, more olive oil. More. Let's check our veggies. Don't forget these things. Look at that zucchini. Transformed. The asparagus charring. It's looking good. And we're not gonna touch the tomatoes. Don't even look. You wanna look, but don't look. Leave them. More olive oil. Eggplants are like sponges. Don't make them greasy. People say, oh, I don't like eggplant. Try this, okay? Try this grilled eggplant. Just grilled eggplant. You don't have to do anything to it. It's so good. This is the way you do it properly. Now look at our bowl. It's not too juicy. We're gonna put our veggies back in here. We got a little flavor, big deal, but from the tomato. But we're gonna put them back in here. A little more olive oil. Then we're gonna hit them with salt and pepper, and we could hit them with some herbs of Provence, maybe. Now, when is asparagus done? I'm gonna take this out because it's done. The asparagus is charred. It's got this little marks on it. I got a hot grill. Now my asparagus is just starting to really bend here. See that? I want al dente. And see the tops? The top of the asparagus isn't all falling apart and burned, okay? Because it's got that little soft leaf on it. See, it's just a little squishy on the bottom here. And it looks cooked. It's not so green anymore. So you gotta separate the asparagus flat like this. And do not cover, never cover this. If you're gonna eat it at 5 o'clock, we can toss it in the oven for a second or back on the grill. We can just take this whole tray and put it on the grill. Don't worry about keeping it hot. You want it to get cool off. Our little eggplant is, look at the zucchini is amazing. Look at the zucchinis, okay, perfect. Let's go over there. We're gonna season it in a second. Keep them all nice and flat. What you want with eggplant, see, it's pretty firm. Remember the eggplant when it's raw? See, sometimes compare it. You go, it still looks raw there. Yes, but make sure it's starting to get a little soft and you should be able to almost squish it with your finger. That's still pretty firm. Look at that, okay, so now the eggplant, see right here? You could almost break it with your finger. Very soft, okay? Let's look at that. Almost done, okay? It's just common sense. Look at here. You got this little white spots here, a little firm. Don't. People say, I don't like eggplant because you didn't cook it enough. There's the eggplant. It's nicely cooked, okay? Look at the grill marks on here, okay? You guys got to shoot for these grill marks. The key is don't turn them. Just let that grill give you a nice char like that. These are cooling off now. That's what we want. Look at that, okay? Perfect. Make them look good in here. This is your kitchen. Remember, you don't want crappy kitchen. We're gonna let our tomatoes get smoking hot. I'm gonna close the grill, and we're gonna finish that in a second. A little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of herbs of Provence, fine with me. A little touch of olive oil, okay. Now we toss this, okay? Give this a little toss. That lavender garnish, you gotta have a kitchen garden. Look at that, it smells great. It just has a great smell, okay? It'll really smell on your veggies. You put a little arugula in here for a little salad, watch this. Here's your arugula. Toss it around in there. I can put a little Parmesan in here. All right, I can put a little olive oil. So that's like a little arugula salad garnish. Okay, look at that. On my little pan here. Now we're missing color, yes. Let's get a little color going here. All right, that tomato better be charred. Wow, look at that. It's got a nice, beautiful kind of browning on it. A little salt. Make sure this tastes good. A little bit of Provence. Little sugar. We got tomatoes are very, very bitter. All right, they're more bitter than lemons. Look at that, tomatoes falling apart. Look at that. Ah, see, look at that. Charred tomatoes, very hard to do. A little salt, a little Provence. All right, look at that, you guys. Come on, beautiful. Peace, enjoy, bon appetit. Go eat. We'll see you next time.